First things first, we're going to jump over here. Look at the S&P 500 here. So we have a couple trend lines that we're going to follow. Number one, we have this pivot point up here. This is your double top all-time high. We are very close to hitting it. We also have this longer-term trend line. Check this out, guys. Look at all these pivot points along the way that this one has hit. And look at what we already hit. So we've already hit this one, which tells us we're into resistance. And then we also have this double top right up here, which would just be a little bit higher, basically about 1 to 1.5% higher on the S&P 500. So let's talk about this. I said I would give forecasts. All right, so forecast for the S&P 500 as well as the NASDAQ, which we're going to look at here. Next year is going to be a tough year. You had a bad year in 2022 for the stock market, a great year in 2023. 2024 is going to be tough, guys. You're going to see the repercussions of the Fed rate hikes ultimately coming up and hitting the market and the economy. Now, just to showcase what I'm talking about here, let's flip over to this real quick, right? And basically, if we go to this, what we have right here on the charts is the bankruptcy filings. And this is just the beginning, guys. And again, look at what happened. When the Fed started raising rates, bankruptcy filings are starting to pop. They're up significantly. Basically, what we're looking at here is we can go back on these charts and we can see that right now, if we draw this line across, you're basically at the highs of 2018. And the last time we were at this level, you'd then have to go back into 2011. We're not nearly back to the 08, 09 level, but that makes sense, right? Because you haven't seen the economy collapse yet. All right, right now the tightening cycle is here. Now, yes, is the Fed generally thought to be done raising rates? The answer is absolutely 100% yes. But the market has priced in now 175 basis points of cuts in 2024, and honestly, that's not going to happen. And I'm going to tell you dead on, it is not going to happen. Another forecast for 2024, I think you'll get about 100 basis points cut, but the 10-year yield has already overpriced that in. I wanted to look at the SMH. SMH, guys, SMH has hit a long-term trend line. Take a look at this one, guys. On the SMH, you have this low pivot from the COVID low right through this area, and look at what we tagged, and we did pull back off of that. My guess is the semis, which are the most loved sector right now, they will be one of the underperformers in 2024. The concept here, number one, why aren't we seeing more of a pullback in the markets into year end? Because no one wants to sell for tax purposes, right? Why would you sell into the end of the year any of these stocks or the semis that have run when you have to pay taxes on those gains? Semis are up huge for the year. I mean, absolutely humongous. So again, you have to look at it like, okay, once we get to January, you will see some profit taking come in. At least that's what probabilities suggest and history suggests. Will it be the first week? Who knows? But ultimately, you'll see that coming into play here.